What's happening, everybody? Trey here, and today reactions to the classics. I'm going to be reacting to the Avett Brothers and their top 10 songs today. I want to shout out our longtime patron and friend of the channel, Richard, for supplying this list for us to go through. Avett Brothers are a group that I've heard of before, but I'm not really familiar with any of their work. I just know the name, so excited to get a taste of their best songs today. So thanks again to Richard for doing that. Richard knows he had one of their songs in a previous list that my dad Sean did for Richard. Richard always putting together these really fun and varied top 10 lists. So all that to say, man, let's get into the quick facts if you're like me and don't really know anything about the Avett Brothers. So they're an American folk rock band formed from Concord, North Carolina. The band is made up of two brothers. We have Scott and Seth, along with Bob Crawford and Joe Kwan. Following on from Seth and Scott's former rock band Nemo, the Avett Brothers combine bluegrass, country, punk, pop melodies, folk, rock and roll, indie, honky-tonk, and ragtime to produce a novel sound described by some as having, quote, heavy sadness of Townes Van Zandt, the light pop conclusion of Buddy Holly, the tuneful jangle of the Beatles, and the raw energy of the Ramones. So very varied descriptions there for their sound. I'm already intrigued right here. Who do we got on instruments? We have Scott Avett is on lead and backing vocals, guitar, piano, drums, kazoo, etc., etc. Scott is also, sometimes takes the lead vocals, it looks like. He's on banjo too, kick drum, harmonica, piano, drums. Bob Crawford rocks the double bass action. Sometimes he'll even hop on the violin and trumpet. And then Joe Kwan on the cello, musical saw, cowbell, kazoo. Shout out to the kazoo, man. We're trying to get the kazoo as a resurgence over here, and Avett Brothers doing their part, man. So all that to say, looks like it's going to be a fun list right here to dive into. And as always, going to have the lyrics pulled up due to copyright. Full songs will not be here on YouTube, man, but check out our Vimeo link down below where you can check out the full video uncut. If you just want to see my reaction and already know their catalog front and back, you can just hang out here, man. So all that to say, dun, 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 let's get into this list. Number 10 is going to be Morning Song here from Magpie and the Dandelion record in 2013. So I got the lyrics pulled up. I'm looking here. This was produced by the great Rick Rubin. So anytime you get Rubin in the studio producing for you, you know that you're probably going to be in for a treat right here. So looking forward to this. Thanks again to Richard. Let's get it going. All right, Morning Song kicking us off, number 10 on the list. And what a way, if this is a teaser for what else we have on this list, I'm going to really enjoy the Avett Brothers, man, because great lyricism on this. I like the melancholic tone that was throughout the song lyrically, and yet you had a very pretty melody in the song itself. You had the cello pop up, especially towards the end, some really impressive background vocals as well at the end that I enjoyed. But just going through a little bit of the lyrical content here. Hurt so bad, you don't come around here anymore. Worse than that, nothing's really helping. I've been thinking about drinking again. So even from that first verse, we're met with a person here that is struggling and who doesn't really know where to turn, and is almost at their wits' end. And we're never really told what the problem is. I'm gonna guess maybe a relationship based on some of the lines here, but I like that you could apply this to kind of whatever situation you're going through. It's all right if you finally stop caring. Just don't go and tell someone that does, because even though I know there's hope in every morning song, I have to find that melody alone. I really enjoyed that line. I have to find that melody alone, because you can know all the right things. Other people can tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, you got to find that within yourself to get through whatever issue that is. Definitely a sweet kind of Americana type of sound to this track, and I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. So now we're going to go to number 9 on the list, the Ballad of Love and Hate from the Emotionalism record in 2007 here. So let's hear what we got. Right, the Ballad of Love and Hate, and true to its name, just getting the musical backing out of the way, man. Really just an acoustic ballad. I thought the vocal performance was quite quite soft and impressive. But really, the highlight of this for me is just the storytelling, the personification of both love and hate right here. And I love the way that the song was structured, describing love in a verse and then going to hate's kind of a response, and just flipping that back and forth before they finally meet up at the end in a very cool way, where love is able to kind of take hate's negative qualities and push them to the side and still love hate anyway. But it starts off where love is writing a letter saying, hey, my vacation's ending, coming back home. Hate gets it, and we see, just the apathy from hate here, whatever. Hate continues to go in and drown his sorrows in the bottle, whereas love is sailing through the sky, enjoying all the little things in life. That's at least what I was getting from it. And I like the way it's described. Love is carrying with her the good things we know, a reason to live and a reason to grow, to trust, to hold, to care. And then it goes into describing hate, killing the last of the jar of the strongest stuff you can drink. And hate gets home, lucky to still be alive. It's real late, past 3 a.m. in the morning, because the clock says 2:55, but it's running slow. And then there it is. Love has been waiting, patient and kind. Then hate apologizes. Love says, what for? I'm yours, and that's it, whatever. And so, yeah, really impressive storytelling right here. And, I just thought of a pretty musical backing on top of that. I was impressed. I've been very impressed with the songwriting in the first two tracks. And now as we go to number 8, we have February 7. Again, this is produced by Rick Rubin from their record, The Carpenter, in 2012. Let's cue this one up. All right, number 8 on the list, February 7 right here. And just gotta say, all these songs just go so quick. I'll look down and, we're already 3 minutes into the track. I think just because of the gorgeous arrangements that we had on the, first 3 songs. And this song was no different. Shout out to Joe Kwan on that cello, man. Really it brought this song to life, in my opinion. Again, solid guitar playing as well. That bass was a bit more prominent than the first 2 tracks. But yet again, the storytelling and just the lyricism and just sucks you in as well. Again, we got a guy who's on the mend here a little bit. Again, almost feels self-destructive in a way, and yet there's something or someone out there to kind of pull him up. We have the refrain, when I awoke, you were standing there. I was on the mend when I fell through. The sky was anything but blue. I found as I regained my feet a wound across my memory that no amount of stitches would repair, but I awoke and you were standing there. And the chorus really kind of comes to life musically as well. Sounds a bit uplifting, and he says, I'm rested and I'm ready to begin. That road to recovery almost. That's kind of been a bit of a theme in these first 3 songs, is being knocked down and putting away those worst parts of yourself to try to be better. You can read this in a loving sense, as a relationship, a spiritual sense. I like the way that they leave these tracks a bit open to interpretation, or you can apply them to your maybe own life and situation and kind of glean from that, man. But again, really solid song. Now going to number 7 on the list, we have Murder in the City from the second Gleam EP in 2008. Let's cue this one up. Just a fantastic track right here. Murder in the City, driven by that just acoustic guitar. Again, a very strong melody, and that piano undercurrent, especially as the second half of the track picked up. And here, man, we had Scott on vocals, and just asking these questions and pondering what would happen if he did get murdered in the city, saying, hey, don't go out there for revenge. One life lost is enough. And he says he starts to think too, just in his personal life, when he leaves his home, he wonders, kind of thinks, what would happen if I didn't come back? And then we switch and ask, I wonder which brother is better, which one our parents love the most. I sure do get in lots of trouble. They seem to let the other one go. And then he expounds upon that and says, hey, the father notes that he's proud of us both in so many different ways. And then he again again turns back to, if I get murdered in the city, go look in my desk. Don't bother with worrying about who gets what. Just make sure my sister knows I loved her. My mother knows the same. Always remember, there was nothing worth sharing like the love that let us share our name. I thought that was really poignant and beautifully said here by Scott, and it just was a perfect bow on this track that kind of reminds you of what's actually important in life. And if you do have sometimes those morbid like thoughts, I wonder what would happen if I died. How would people react, and what would kind of go down? This song gives a little bit of a peek behind someone else's thoughts, and Scott Avett's thoughts on that. So I was really impressed. That's my favorite track so far on this list. I just thought, yet again, man, I thought it was a really well done song lyrically. And now we're going to go to Victory here as we go to number 6 already on the list. We just had the second gleam. Now we're at the third gleam. This comes from 2020, so relatively recent. So let's check this one out. Right, Victory, Avett Brothers bringing it, but don't let the title of this song fool you, man. There's no boasting in this track, man. Rather the opposite, where Avett Brothers note, just even from the victories in life, the accolades and happy days, man, they don't ever last. Stories of courage clouded up with fear. That's all in that first verse, and kind of let you know the type of topic that we're in for. Notes in the chorus as well. I again appreciate the honesty that the Avett Brothers bring to their songs, man. They don't try to put up a front that they are so great and just have it all together, so to speak. They note great imagery line in the broom grass. The sun smiled back on me from victory. I tried to match eternal light with how I lead my life. Of course, I was forced to retreat. From victory, I accept defeat. Just almost that oxymoron. From victory, I accept defeat. Maybe the defeat of knowing that you can't always have this victory, and of knowing that all these happy times and good stuff, it's not always going to be like that every single day, and we have to live with those defeats, so to speak. I ask, am I sad or am I sick? I'm wondering if it's the sense of, am I sad, like just feeling blue, whatever, or am I sick, possibly have clinical depression? I don't know. Being a counselor, that's just where my mind goes through. What's at the root of it? Do I throw my hands and quit? Something tells me no, even though, yet again, you want to quit. That resiliency that's been popping up in a lot of these tunes so far, and that redemption, so to speak, is also prevalent on this song Victory right here. So halfway through the list, man, quite enjoying it, and we have the best yet to come, according to Richard. As we go now to number 5, we have Laundry Room. This is from the I and Love and You 2009. This was their major label debut. Say that title about 10 times fast right there. And this is not the last time we're going to have a song from this list, or from this record on the list. So be thinking in your head as this song's going on, what others from I and Love and You could be on here. But before we get to that, it's time for Laundry Room. Man, I didn't expect that honky-tonk instrumental in that final minute, but I was here for it, man. Get the banjo out and the rhythm section turned up. That was fun at the end, and yet again, really strong lyricism right here. I thought Scott had a solid vocal performance, and he again does such a great job of painting the scene for you through his words. Man, can envision everything going down. We kind of are introduced in what I think is a more young, youthful first love type of situation right here, saying stall your mother, disregard your father's words, close the laundry door. So there's where we get the title of the track. He says, keep your clothes on. I got all that I can take. Teach me how to use the love that people say you made. And he notes seeing a shooting star, and I thought there was a good play on words. But we can't share the wish we made, but I can't keep no secrets. I wish that you would always stay. So that was his wish, that she would always stay there with him as they're seeing the shooting star go. How romantic, ladies and gentlemen. And then he has dreams. He dreams all these songs, writes them down, but then ends up burning them because every chorus was your name. And he notes at the end, I am a breathing time machine. I'll take you all for a ride. So maybe just you can reminisce in your own kind of a personal experience about any youthful loves that you had back in the day, where it was, seemingly that's all that mattered to you, and nothing could bring you down until life got in the way. Am I right, people? But man, Avett Brothers still delivering right there. I enjoyed it, and now we're going to the title track from the same record, I In Love and You. I said more was coming, folks, and here we are. We actually have a little tidbit on this one. There's not a ton of research out on these individual tracks, but we have a quote from Rick Rubin that he told Rolling Stone. He said this: I In Love and You is the first song on the first album we worked on together. I found early on that the Avett brothers wrote these great parts, but then put them together into songs where the individual parts didn't sound the best where they were placed. So a lot of our work together was simplifying and distilling the songs down to the essence of them. Once the essence was established, we expanded on that instead of making a left turn. I In Love and You is a really beautiful example of a song that builds on a theme in a coherent way. We all worked on the arrangement together, and I would usually talk about it in a more architectural way, thinking, okay, an event needs to happen at this point. Then they would say, oh, what about the backup vocals? And then they would come up with a part to go there. Or I'd say, this section needs to grow more and sound fuller. And they would say, we could try strings, we could try piano. They would try different things to fill it out and make it build the way that it does. I love the way that song works. It's a beautiful track. Every time I hear it, it hits me in an emotional way. It's the beauty of their lyrics that does that. Well said by the great Rick Rubin right there. And without further ado, let's get into it. Title track, I In Love and You. Again, very, has that melancholic theme throughout this song. But again, said such against that beautiful folk backing in there. There were points in the chorus where the strings really become prominent, and that gives that sweetness before, again, dialing it back in the verses and really just letting the piano kind of take the helm, so to speak, musically. But lyrically, man, we start off, I like the line, we are headed north, 1 foot in and 1 foot back. It don't pay to live like that. So I cut the ties and I jumped the tracks for never to return. So I'm getting a sense, we all know the age-old story of leaving behind your familiar hometown, so to speak, going to the big city or whatever the case may be to try to achieve those dreams that you have, make a better life for yourself. We get the very pretty chorus, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, take me in. Are you aware of the shape I'm in? So yet again, as with most protagonists in the Avett Brothers songs, it seems, people that are a bit down and out, so to speak, but still have that fight within them to try to overcome whatever obstacles are in front of them. Again, we continue to go. He notes when he first learned to speak, he just would use his words to fight, but he notes that was just a waste, and that that woman, she's got eyes that shine like a pair of stolen polished dimes. She asked to dance. I said, it's fine. I'll see you in the morning time. So again, kind of those love interests popping up from that last line where he says, I'll see you in the morning time. I don't know if that means they'll be together in the morning time, or he rejects her advances for fear of what might happen if he gave himself up. Who knows, man? Who knows? But then we get into the title, 3 words that became hard to say: I In Love and You. I love you. Easy phrase to say, but tough to actually deliver to people, especially those that you really do love and care about. And again, I wonder if there's that fear of rejection from this guy right here coming in. But all in all, rather, really impressive song. And that's a way to start off a record on a strong note right there. I think Rick Rubin said it best in his quote at the start, man, that it's just a beautiful lyricism that just kind of is emotionally stirring to you, even from the first time you hear it. So we are now going to the top 3, though, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Rarefied Air. Top 3, big thing to do. And Richard put at number 3, Live and Die, from that Carpenter record, yet again from 2012. Live and Die, man, great interplay in this track. We really let the banjo shine right there, man. When that instrumental section too, about 3 minutes in or so, I thought was just great. And definitely had that kind of down home, folky, country-esque type of blend to it, so to speak, man. So again, instrumentals on this entire list have been fire, and this song's no different. Here again, we have a guy noting with a love interest, I want to love you more and more. I want to find you in more. Where do you reside? When you hide? How can I find you, man? He wants to know where this gal is at all times, man. And then we get to that chorus. You and I, we're the same. Live and die, we're the same. Hear my voice, know my name. You and I, we're the same. Maybe that commonality, man, that that you're looking for in that love interest, your warts and all, so to speak. We had some kind of throwback to biblical, times, talking living like a pharaoh, but we bloom like roses, lead like Moses, out and away. The Exodus right there going down through the bitter crowd to the daylight. Again, breaking through that darkness, overcoming those obstacles and difficulties with someone you love by your side. A good thing to aspire to, so to speak. And the Avett brothers know how to speak to that and really stir you as the listener. At least got me thinking, got me vibing with what they were laying down, so to speak. And again, really enjoyable track. And now we're to our final two, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no hard feelings here. At number 2, from True Sadness from 2016. A production of the album is chronicled in the 2017 Judd Apatow and Michael Bonfiglio documentary, May It Last, A Portrait of the Avett Brothers. Hey, man, getting Judd Apatow on this. I mean, that's a high-name director right there. Considered by many as one of the most powerful songs on the record, it's a moral manifesto against hatred and against the very idea of enemies. According to Scott Avett, he said, quote, "It's the best song because it's taken the most sacrifice to make. It's taken the most living to make. It's clear from the May It Last film that this song in particular is a very emotional song for the brothers. Upon being congratulated, Scott struggled with being congratulated for what he described as mining of the soul, before ultimately reconciling that feeling by saying that he can only understand the congratulations to mean congratulations. You sacrifice deeply, and the evidence of that struggle has come out in something beautiful." Sounds like we're in for a heavy tune right here. So let's get it. No Hard Feelings, number 2 on the list, and that is a worthy number 2 right there. Really powerful track, and man, I just tip my cap to all involved in this right here, dude. I just thought it was great. Shout out to Scott for penning this, man. You could definitely tell he put his whole emotion and soul behind the vocal performance here, and instrumentally as well at all the great compliments that I've been giving the musicianship throughout this list is apparent here as well. Really we have him asking first line, "When my body won't hold me anymore and it finally lets me free, will I be ready?" That age-old question. Am I going to be ready whenever I die? Just questioning your life's choices. Was it all worth it, so to speak? And he expounds upon that throughout the song. Again, noting the doubts and fears that he has about this and about dying and ultimately wanting to go away with no hard feelings. He continues to paint some good imagery about the sun setting. We get a lot of religious imagery throughout this track as well. He says that these hard feelings, that Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone, kept me afraid and cold with so much to have and hold. And then he continues to go through, wonders, when I die, am I gonna be taken by the wind, the tropical rain? Will I join in with the ocean blue, or run into a savior true and shake hands laughing and walk through the night straight to the light, holding the love I've known in my life and no hard feelings? Again, kind of has that religious connotation right there, man. And just kind of noting that at the end of the day, the love will overpower any of these hard feelings or trials he's gone through, so to speak. At the very end, he has that refrain, "I have no enemies, I have no enemies," recognizing the brevity of life and how precious it indeed is, and as well as you can be at peace with everybody, and kind of coming to that realization right there. So really awesome song right here, man. Probably my favorite of the bunch. I know I've said that I think 2 or 3 times already on this list, but fantastic track. And now we're going to close it off, ladies and gentlemen. We're going back to I and Love and You as we go to our number 1 song on the list, according to our guy Richard here, Head Full of Doubt / Road Full of promise. So let's cue this one up, man, and then afterwards I'll let y'all know my favorite songs on this list and just overall thoughts. All right, Head Full of Doubt, Road Full of Promise right here, man. What a way to end off the list. Cheers to you, Richard, man. Definitely a worthy number one track. It kind of just brings together all the best parts of the Avett Brothers, it appears. Great musicianship. I particularly enjoyed those moments where the instrumentation would fall back and then let the organ ramp up a bit. We had a little instrumental interlude in there with the piano going in and a very pretty riff. And, I just thought it was the serene backing that a song like this needed, where he notes, "There's a darkness upon me that's flooded in light." We have a lot of opposites in this song right here. They tell me what's wrong and what's right. It comes in black and it comes in white. And then he continues to note throughout the song, and it's even the last line, "And I'm frightened by those that don't see it." I think he's getting to the point where he's frightened by those who don't really stop to think about their world, think about the darkness that may be brimming underneath that you have to fight against, so to speak. Maybe those people that just put their heads in the sand and just go on acting as if nothing is wrong in the outside world, so to speak. And some people are wired like that. Other people, are wired like the Avett Brothers are, and a little bit like where I am, where you just kind of take in everything that's going on with the world, and you're like, "Ooh, sheesh, man, it is definitely a bit dark out there." He notes, though, the beauties of life. If you're loved by someone, you're never rejected. Decide what to be and go be it. And then he notes he was like a bird in a cage. He broke free the day he saw this dream. He said, "There was a kid with a head full of doubt, so I'll scream till I die, and the last of those bad thoughts are finally out." That catharsis in there that was almost reflected in that instrumental section we had with the piano. That's at least how I interpreted it, man. I thought that was really well done. Great just songwriting throughout this entire track. And man, just a song that really gets you thinking, and I think just kind of brings forth the best part of this band, man, that I've really enjoyed their entire top 10 list. And I guess that'll take me now to favorite tracks. I'll just take it from the first song, or our number 10 track down, no particular order. I gotta go the Ballad of Love and Hate. I thought that the way that love and hate were personified and switched off on each verse was well done. Murder in the City was a short and sweet tune, man, but it made the most use of its time, and really had a great message of just appreciating those that you love while you still can, so to speak. I Am Loving You, the title track, very emotionally stirring, as well as No Hard Feelings. And then the song we just had, Head Full of Doubt, Road Full of Promise. So a lot of great songs right here. I didn't think there was a bad song in the bunch. So cheers to Richard for bringing this. Just overall thoughts on the band, man. Really impressed not only with the musicianship, which was always stellar, man. It definitely stayed in that kind of folky lane, though we had points of honky tonk. We had moments where the guitar would let loose at certain points. The cello was very prominent, and the banjo as well. Just a very well done musicianship all the way around. But to me, what really stood out, when you have that good musicianship, man, you need some great lyrics, some great stories to tell. And man, the Avett Brothers delivered that in spades, man. Loved the storytelling, and I just thought that the how honest and real the lyrics were just stood out to me, man. I appreciate when artists challenge you a bit, make you think about your own situation, recognize the fragility of life, so to speak, but also the beauty of it, trying to overcome maybe those that inner darkness that you have, looking to that through others, through loving others, and it's a spiritual component as well in a lot of these songs, which I appreciated. So all in all, man, really strong top 10 list. Cheers to Richard. Be sure to give him some love in the comments, and let me know your favorite Avett Brothers songs down below. What's a good album from them to start with? I'm gonna say I Am Loving You is probably at the top, just since it is their major label debut, and hey, I enjoyed all 3 of the songs that were on the top 10 that were from that record. So that'll be up on my listening list for sure. But yeah, I definitely want to hear from you longtime fans what you really dig from them. But I guess that'll wrap it up for us today. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that big red subscribe button. That helps us out. And if you'd like to support the channel like Richard, you can check out our Patreon page where we have a bunch of different tiers. Get some cool perks. You can do a song reaction, song battle, as a top 10, album reaction, whatever the case may be, man. We do appreciate it. But that'll wrap it up from here today. So until next time, thanks for watching, happy listening, and I will see you.